Hello everyone and welcome to MJ's Maths and Stats. That's MJ Magic Studio to you. I'm Mohit Jain, your host today. We would be solving few questions which has been asked in Tech Mahindra examination in previous year, and we are quite hopeful that this time also they will come up with these kinds of questions. So let's begin now. If x, y, z are real numbers such that x minus 7 whole square plus y plus 8 whole square plus z plus 9 whole square is equals to 0, then what is the value of x into y into z? Now it's quite evident and clear that square number is always positive. We know that. And if sum of the squares of n numbers is equals to 0, then each of the number must be 0. If I say a square plus b square plus c square is 0, it is only possible when a is equals to b is equals to 0. So based on that, x minus 7 would be 0, so x would be 7. Y plus 8 would be 0, so y is minus 8. Z plus 9 should also be 0, z equals to minus 9. So now x into y into z equals 7 into minus 8 into minus 9, 72 into 9, and with a plus sign is 504. 9 into 8 is 72. Pardon me, it should be 72 into 7 and it should be 504. Option A fits in. If 2 is subtracted from numerator and added to the denominator, x minus 2, and added to the denominator y plus 2, then the fraction becomes 1 by 7. Or I can say 7x minus 14 is y plus 2, or 7x minus y is 16. First equation. Now if 2 is added to the numerator, x plus 2, and subtracted from the denominator, now the fraction becomes 5 by 3. So here we will have 3x plus 6 equals 5y minus 10, or 3x minus 5y equals minus 16. So we have two equations. We need to find the fraction. We are looking out for x upon y. Let's solve these two equations simultaneously. Let me multiply the first one by y. I'll get 35x minus 5y equals to 80, and then we have 3x minus 5y equals to minus 16. If I subtract these, y cancel out. 32x is 96. So x is equals to 3. Now let me substitute in one of these, maybe in the first one itself. 7 into 3 is 21 minus y is 16. So y is 21 minus 16, that is 5. So I have x and y. So x upon y should be equals to 3 by 5. Do we have option? Yes, option B is there. Option B should be the answer. If A is 25% larger than C, we have A and C, and A is 25% larger than C. If I take C as 100, A should be 125, that is 25% more than 100. And B is 15% larger than C. So B would be 115. Then A is what percent larger than B? Okay, so A is 10 more than B. So how much it is more than B in percentages? 10 by 115 into 100. 523. So it is 2 by 23, and I hope you remember your percentages classes where we have discussed how to find these fractions in no time. 1, 4, if I multiply this by 4, this will become what? 8 by 92, and 1 by 92 is 1.08%. So 8 into 1.08 would be 8.64%. Do we have any options? Yes, option D fits in. Amongst 1,000 people surveyed, 850 people read TOI, let it be A, 850 people. 750 read ET, 650 read HT, and 900 have read Hindu. So let me call C, and this is T. What is the minimum number of people who read all the above newspaper? And no other information is given, then we will obviously assume that each one of them read at least one newspaper. Now I can give you the straight away shortcut to this, that whenever the minimum number of people need to be calculated for these Venn diagrams, we can have, like, we have 4 actually. So Venn diagram would be a bit complicated, but we can learn this how to do. Suppose we have got only 2 types of people, A and B. So we have got A, which is 850, and we have got B, which is 750. Now the total of this whole, if supposed to be 1000, then what should be the minimum value that would be assigned to the common space? That would be 850 plus 750 minus 1000. 850, 750, 1600 minus 1000 is 600. So the minimum number should be 600. 600 minus 250, 850 is 250, and this would be 150. You can see 600 plus 400 is 1000. Now let me mark this as F. What would be the minimum common area for F and C? We'll use the same process. 600 plus 650 minus 1000. That is 1250 minus 1000, that is 250. Suppose this is G. Now what would be the minimum area between G and D? 250 plus 900 minus 1000. That would be 150. So this gives us the minimum number of people who are reading all the above newspaper. The common reason, the common to all 4 should be 150. Now if suppose 6 and 7 types of varieties are given like this in Venn diagram, are we supposed to do it in one by one and then conclude it? No, straight away also we can do that. If there are 4 newspaper, just add all these. What would be the total? Let's see. So 8 plus 7, 15, 16, and 15 is 3150. So the total for all 4 is 3150, and then you deduct 3000 from it. It will give you 150 straight away. Suppose if there are like 5 newspaper, add them all and then deduct 5 into the total number of people there we have. That is the simplest process to find the minimum number which would be common to all four. In this particular Venn diagram, in the common space, minimum number should be 150. A very simple yet interesting question there on the screen. What is the remainder when 100 plus 100 to the power 10 plus 100 to the power 100 plus 100 to the power 1000 plus 100 to the power 10,000 is divided by 11? What is the remainder if I divide 100 by 11? That is 1. Remainder would be 1. 9 times 99, and then we are left with 1. Similarly, 100 to the power 10 when divided by 11 will leave remainder 1 to the power 10, that is 1 again. 100 divided by 10, no, divided by 11 raised to the power 100 again will leave remainder 1 to the power 100, that is 1. Similarly, in this part also remainder would be 1. Similarly, in this part also remainder would be 1, isn't it? So what would be the total remainder when the entire expression is divided by 11? It would be 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Yes, that is 5. Do we have this in option? Yes, option C is there. If a to the power 1 by 3 plus b to the power 1 by 3 plus c to the power 1 by 3 is 0, then find the ratio. Okay, we know this identity that if x plus y plus z is 0, then x cube plus y cube plus z cube is equals to 3xyz. Now, if I put x equals to a to the power 1 by 3, y equals to b to the power 1 by 3, and z equals to c to the power 1 by 3, what I'll have? A plus b plus c is equals to 3 into a, b, c whole to the power 1 by 3. Okay, why? Because these three sum up to 0. Now, they have asked us to find the ratio of a plus b plus c whole cube. Now, if I cube it on both sides, a plus b plus c whole cube would be 3 cube, that is 27, and this power will vanish, it would be abc. Now, this divided by 54 abc, let me divide this also by 54 abc, what I am left is with half. So, a plus b plus c whole cube is to 54 ABC is equals to 1 is to 2. Yes, option A fits in. Every year they ask this question. Age related equation based question. 20 years ago, X was, so X was X minus 20 years ago, if X is the present age. X was thrice as old as Y. Can I say X age 20 years ago was 3 times Y minus 20. X and Y are present age of X, these two people. If the combined age of both x and y is 80 years, currently, today, x and y are 80 years. So we have that as a second equation. Let me write it here. X plus y is equals to 80. That's first equation. And let us solve this further. X minus 20 is 3y minus 60. X minus 3y is minus 40. Equation number 2. I write equation 1 again. X plus y is 80. If I subtract this, minus 4y will be minus 120. So y would be 30. X 80 minus 30, that is 50. Then how old is x now? X is 50 years old now. Option B fits in. Okay, regularly asked property-based questions based on HCF and LCM. Find the minimum possible product of two numbers. We need to find x into y. The product should be minimum such that their HCF is 12. Then can I say x is 12a and y is 12b, because HCF is equals to 12. Okay, and the sum is 96. X plus y is 96. That is 12 into a plus b is 96. Therefore, a plus b should be 96 by 12, that is 8. So if the product is minimum, that means a into b is minimum. To make a into b minimum, the values of a and b should be as far as possible. A1, B7. As close they are, the product would be inching towards maximum. If A is 4 and B is 4, product would be 4 into 4, that is 16. If I take 3, 5, product is 15. If I take 2, 6, product is 12. If I take 1, 7, product is 7. I'm looking out for the minimum product. So that is only possible when A and B are farthest apart. Fine. So now what is the question? Find the minimum product of x into y. X is 12 into 1, that is 12, and y is 12 into 7, that is 84. So x into y is 12 into 84, that should be 1008. Option C fits in. A question from algebra of irrational numbers, surds and indices. An entire basic video is already been produced and put up on our channel on basis of surds and indices. Link would be there in the description. Please go through it to dwell deeper into these concepts. So the question is 1 by 5 to the power 3y is 0.008. Now can I write this as 8 upon 1,100? So 8 times this would be 125. This is 1 upon 125. Now what is 1 upon 125? It is 1 by 5 whole cube, isn't it? So 1 by 5 to the power 3y is actually 1 by 5 to the power 3. This implies that 3y is equals to 3, or the value of y is 1. Now find the value of 0.15 to the power of 2y. that would be 0.15 whole square. 15 square is 225, but with 4 decimal points, 0.0225 should be the answer. 0.0225, yes, that's there in option A. A very peculiar question from mixtures. And with this question, I'll try to explore different methods which we can use in these kind of questions. How many liters of pure alcohol must be added to 60 liters of 4% solution of alcohol and water to increase it to 20%? Fine. Initial volume is 60 liters and 4% is alcohol. 4% of 60 is how much? 2.4. So we can use first the equation method. A very simple equation method. 2.4 was there. I'm adding pure alcohol to it. Divided by total strength will become 60 plus X now. And then this should be equals to 20%. The easiest of the lot to solve and to understand. 2.4 into 5 would be 12 plus 5x equals 60 plus x. 4x is 48. So x equals to 12 liters. I would be adding up 12 liters of pure alcohol so that the percentage of alcohol, first that was 4%, now it will reach to 20%. And yes, we have option C there. But as promised, I'll show you 2 more methods. It's depend upon you, the way, the style which you want to adapt to solve these questions. Nobody is seeing that how you are solving it, but it's all self-satisfaction that, okay, I know something better than this to solve, isn't it? Let's try. Okay, so method number 2 would be like using rule 6 butterflies. Now it might look like complicated, but it's interesting. So what was the percentage of alcohol already there in the solution? 4%. How much is the alcohol added? 100% strength alcohol is added to get how much in the end? 20%. So can we have the ratio for this? This is 80 and this is 16. So ratio would be 5:1. 5 means 60 liters. That is the volume of the first container. So 1 means 60 by 5. That is 12 liters. That should be the volume of the second container, which contains only pure alcohol. Isn't it? Butterflies are interesting. Yes, answer is 12 liters. Okay, as promised, I'll show you one more method. I call it tadpoles. Again, that is part of my jungle rule book, which is rule 6 in arithmetic. Many videos have been already produced. Please watch the playlist, the jungle book or the rule book, which is arithmetic, and you might find different animals there. Okay, so let's do a tadpole. What do tadpole do? They jump, they keep on jumping from one place to another, and that is what we would be doing in this particular method. So 60 liters of solution is there, which contains alcohol 2.4 and water would be 60 minus 2.4, that would be 57.6. Now no more water is added. That means water in the final solution is also 57.6, which happens to be 80%. So if 80% is 57.6, what should be 20%? Let us divide 57.6 by 4. We'll get 14.4. So this should be 14.4. Then to make alcohol 4.4, that is 14.4, from 2.4, how much to be added? 12 to be added. Answer. 12 liter is what we would be adding up. Jumping frogs. Let's move on. Again, a typical problem from profit and loss. Just I have selected this question to revise few concepts of profit and loss, and then let's see that what are the different methods associated with this simple concept. By selling 55 meters of cloth, one gain selling price of 22 meters. So how much is the profit percent? In these kind of question, if by selling X units you are gaining SP of Y units, then profit percentage on selling price is Y by X. As simple as that. So this is, we are gaining SP of Y units 22 by 55, that is 2 by 5. But this is profit on SP. Okay. This we have done in rule 4, that rule. Rule 2, if you remember, line changing rule, from where we change from SP to CP. If profit on SP is X upon Y, then profit on CP would be X upon Y minus X. So if profit on SP is 2 by 5, profit on CP will become 2 by 3. Final answer 66.67%. Okay, here 67 is given. We take it answer A. X varies inversely as square of y. That means x varies as 1 upon y square, and nothing is given and no more variables are there. So I can say x into y square is constant, or x1 y1 is square is equals to x2 y2 square. Now what next? Given that y is 4 when x is 3, when x is 3, y is 4, then find the value of x. We need to find x2 when y is 8. So value of x would be 3 into 4 square is 16 by 8 into 8, 2 times 2, 4 times. So x should be 3 by 4. Isn't it? Yes, option B is there. That is our answer. Let's see what next. In how many ways? Okay, counting problem. A question related to counting. A committee consists of 5 men and 6 women can be formed out of 8 men and 10 women. So this is the problem of selection. We need to select people. Okay, and what we know that out of n distinct objects, in how many ways we can select R at a time? It is given by NCR, and NCR is factorial n upon factorial R factorial n minus R. See, a very basic problem from selection, but many of times I've seen people occurring errors in these kind of question, which we should not be doing. It's simple. So out of 8 people, I need 5. That can be done in 8C 5 ways. So that would be factorial 8 by factorial 5 factorial 3. That is 8 into 7 into 6 by 6. 8 into 7 is 56. Now, in how many ways I can select 6 person from 10? That would be 10C6 factorial 10 upon factorial 6 factorial 4. 10, 9, 8, 7 and 4 is 24. 3 times 3, so that is 210. Now we need a committee of 5 men and 6 women together out of these two. So in how many ways we can form? We can select men in 56 ways, and then we need to select women, and we need to select women. So I'll multiply these cases with 210. So we need 56 into 21. 56 into 21 is 6. 5, 12, 17, 1 and 1, 1. So it would be 11760. Do we have this in the option? Yes. Option B is 11760. Option B is the answer. A box contains 20 mangoes, okay, out of which 4 are rotten. 4 rotten mangoes. So 16 would be good mangoes. So we have 20 mangoes in a box. 2 mangoes are chosen at random. We are choosing 2 at a time from this box. And nothing is mentioned about how we are drawing it. See, drawing of articles from a bag or from a given collected place can be of 2 types, isn't it? One is without replacement, and another one is with replacement. Now, if nothing is mentioned in the question, we always assume that the drawings are without replacement. That is the simple assumption which always follows in questions based on probability. The selection is without replacement, and hence we can use the selection formula of NCR in finding out the favorable cases. Okay. So now 2 mangoes are chosen at random. So what would be the total number of cases we can have? 20C2. Let's solve this. Factorial 20 by 18 into 2. That would be 20 into 19 by 2. That is 190. These are the total number of cases which we can have. The probability that at least one of these is rotten. At least one of these is rotten means probability that rotten should be greater than or equals to 1. That means we are looking out for probability of rotten is equals to 1, or number of rotten mangoes are equals to 2. Now instead of calculating 2 probability, can I say this is 1 minus there is no rotten apple? Isn't it? Because total probability is 1. So this will be 1 minus no rotten mangoes. That means we need to select from 16 good itself. That would be 16C2 by 190. Now how much is 16C2? 16 into 15 by 2. That is 120. So 120 favorable cases here. It should be 1 minus 120 by 190. That is 12 by 19. That gives me 7 by 19. Do we have option? Yes. Option B fits in. There are two-digit numbers, PQ and RS. Okay, we have PQ and we have RS. And there are another two-digit number QP which has been prepared by reversing these digits. So can I reverse these also? So we have these two numbers which are prepared by just reversing their digit position. PQ into RS. PQ into RS is 3395 and QP into SR is also like 4817. Okay. Then what can be the value of PQ plus RS? Now, if we try to factorize it and then try to identify that what can be these two-digit numbers, that really would be like time consuming, isn't it? So these are actually based on concepts of numbers, and that is the character that is odd and even type of numbers. Product of two numbers is odd. If you can see, this is odd, and if you can see, this is also odd. So product of two numbers x and y is odd, only possible when both of them are odd. Number one, that means PQ and RS are odd numbers. Again, QP into RS is also odd. That means QP and SR are also odd numbers. It gives us a direct hint that PQRS all are PQRS, these are odd digits only. Now, since it is odd number and comprises of odd digits only, so when I add two odd numbers, addition result should always be an even number. If I add two odd numbers, addition result is always even, isn't it? 3 plus 5 is 8, or 23 plus 35 is 58. It has to be an even number. That means PQ plus RS should be an even number. Now can we go back to the options? Option 1 is 132, that is even. That can be the answer. 141 is odd, out. 155 is odd, out. 183 is odd, out. I'm left with only 132, which is an only even option given in this option set. Again, a question from SCF LCM. Number system question, very popular with SCF LCM, is always asked in Tech Mahindra examination. So please do practice a lot on that. A product of two numbers is 2028. Okay, x into y is 2028, and the HCF is 13. So let me have x equals to 13a and y is 13b. Then the number of such pairs, product is given, so 13a into 13b is 2028. So a into b is 2028 by 13 into 13. That will give me what? 12? Okay, not sure. Let me clear this up. So 2028 divided by 169 will give us what? 12? Yes. Now, we know that A and B are co-prime. If not, then HCF won't be 13. So, what can be the values of A and B such that both are co-prime and product is 12? We can have 1, 12. We can have 2, 6. We can have 3, 4. Or 4, 3, 6, 2 and 12, 1. Okay, but 2 and 6 are not co-prime. HCF will change now. But 3 and 4 are co-primes. So the number of such pairs would be 112 we can have, and 3, 4 we can have. So we can have two such pairs of numbers where product is 2028 and HCF is 13. Now the actual number would be 13 into 1 and 13 into 12. And the next pair would be 13 into 3 and 13 into 4. Isn't it? So yes, B, option B is our answer. Let's see the next question. The arithmetic mean of the scores of a group of students in a test was 52. Okay, the overall arithmetic mean is 52. The brightest 20% of them secured a mean score of 80, and the dullest 25% of them secured the mean score of 31, then what would be the mean score of remaining 55%? Let's assume that there are 100 people in this class. Simply. So 80 into 20 would be 1600. 25 into 31 is 5, 15, 16, 17 and 16775, and let their average be x, so it would be 55x. Now total of these three should be equals to 52 into 100, isn't it? Since we have taken 100 people in the class, 100%, 100 people, 5200. Let's solve it now. 1600 plus 775 will give me 5, 7, 13 and 1, 2. So 2375 plus 55x equals 5200. So 55x is 5200 minus 2375. So it is 25, 1 gone, and 8 and 4 would be 2825. Yes, 2825. X would be 2825 divided by 55, 5 times. Okay, 32 is 6, and then 5 by 11. So that will give me 5 for 55. Again I have 15, that is 1.4, 0.36 or 51.4. Okay, 51.4 is there. Option B, 51.4 selected. Many a times I've seen this kind of question being asked, so that's why I have taken up this question in this particular sample set. What is the number of distinct terms in the expansion of x1 plus x2 plus x3 till xn raised to the power m maybe? So how many terms would be there? If I ask you how many terms are there in a plus b to the power 2, you will say it is a square plus 2ab plus b square. So there are 3 terms. Similarly, if it is not binomial expansion and there are many individual variable inside this expression and power is not 2 but it is m, then number of distinct terms would be m plus n minus 1 c. How many are there inside variables? N minus 1. We'll make use of this formula to find number of distinct terms in this expansion. So our question is p1 plus p2 plus p3 raised to the power 25. How many distinct terms we can have is 25 plus 3 minus 1. C, 3 minus 1. We know that what is C, isn't it? C means combination selection. 25 plus C, 28 minus 1 is 27. C2, how much it would be? 27 into 26 by 2. 27 into 13, it's 21, 2, 6, 5, 1, 3. So it would be 351. Yes, 351 distinct terms we can have in this expansion. Set P has x elements. That means number count of set P is x. And set Q has y element. Cardinal count for Q is y. Simple set theory question based on cardinal count, I suppose. A is P cross Q. The number of elements in A should be number of elements in P into number of elements in Q. That means there should be xy number of elements in P and Q. Now B is Q cross P, so number of elements in B should be number of elements in Q multiplied by number of elements in P, that is again y into x. How many elements are there in A cross B? In A cross B, number of elements in A into number of elements in B, both means same. 1 into 2 is same as 2 into 1. That would be x square, y square. Simple concepts on set theory depending on cardinal count. Option A fits in. So the next one is A and B can do a piece of work in, A can do it in 20 days and B in 12 days respectively, working alone. Very fine. A started the work alone and then after 4 days B joined him till the completion of the work. How long did the work last? Let the work last for x days. That means A worked for x days and then B worked for x minus 4 days. Now if we use the day format, or if we use day format work done form, then how we can do this? Basic format. I'll show you 2-3 formats to do this sum. Now it's all depend upon you which one do you like. First one is the basic format, that if A can do a piece of work in 20 days, then in x days the fraction of the work done by A is x by 20. Similarly, in x plus 4 days, fraction of the work done by B is x minus 4 by 12. And then this will be equals to 1, the total fraction of the work. That is known as work fraction format. Now LCM of 20 and 12, 6, 2, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so 60. 3x plus 5x minus 20 equals to 1, or 8x minus 20 is 60, x equals to 80 by 8, that is 10. How long did the work last? 10 days. Option B is the answer. Okay, let's see one more process. Without actually using fraction, here with minimum uses of pencil pen, we can do that. LCM method, which is popularly known as LCM method, LCM of 12 and 20 is 60. Let they need to produce 60 units. That is the total work size. Then working efficiency of A is 60 by 20, that is 3 units per day. And working efficiency of B is 60 by 12, that is 5 units per day. Isn't it? Now, A works for x days, that means A produces 3x units, and B works for x minus 4 days, that means B produces 5 into x minus 4 units, and that should be equals to 60 overall. That is 8x minus 20 is 60, x is equals to 10 days. Again, we'll end up getting the same equation without actually framing the fraction part. This also we can use. Now can we do this without actually taking our x? Yes, one more format. I can do this here itself. 20, 12, LCM is 60, 60 by 20 is 3, 60 by 12 is 5, and the total is 8. Okay, so A was present throughout, but B was absent for 4 days. 5 into 4 is 20. Just add 20 to this. This gives us 80. 80 divided by 8 is 10. That is the answer. Okay, this time we have a question from Pipes and Cistern, which also follows the basis of time and work concept itself, which we have seen in earlier question. 3 taps A, B and C can fill a tank in 12 hours, 15 hours and 20 hours respectively if they are working alone. If A is open all the time, okay, and B and C are opened for 1 hour each alternatively, B and C would be working on alternative hours. We can say it is an alternative time work schedule sum. And I would always prefer working rule number 2, which we have discussed, that is LCM rule, or you may call it CM rule, that is rule 8 from the rule book. I'll always prefer CM rule, efficiency rule, rule 8 to solve these kind of questions. So B and C are open for 1 hour each. Alternatively, starting with B, the tank will be full in. So first find the CM, that is common multiple of 12, 15 and 20. It can be the LCM or any higher common multiple, we never mind. But we are getting it as 60. Let 60 liters be the capacity of the tank. 60 by 12 is 3 liters per hour efficiency of A. 60 by 15, 4 liters per hour efficiency of B. And 60 by 20 is 3 liters per hour efficiency of C. 60 by 12 was 5 actually. Pardon me for this. 5 liter per hour is efficiency of A. Now what is happening? In the first hour, A and B are working. In the second hour, A and C working, and then again A and B working, and then A and C working, then A and B, then A and C, and on and on and on. So A plus B is how much? A plus B is 9. That means in first hour there is 9 liter of water in the tank. Correct? At the end of first hour there is 9 liter of water in the tank. Next is A and C working, that is 5 plus 3. That means 8 more liter are there in second hour. Total 17 liters of water is there in the tank after 2 hours. Again 9 liter pumped in, 17. Again 8 liter pumped in, 17, 17, 34. Then again 9 liter pumped in, 8 liter pumped in, 17, 34, and 34 plus 17 is 51. We have 51 liter water in the tank by the end of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Now, the next hour, 9 liter would be pumped in. 51 plus 9 is 60. We shall stop here because our tank is full. So, our tank is full by 6 plus 1 equals 7 hours. It will require 7 hours for these pipes to working in this order to fill up this tank. Option C fits in. Let's see this question, a very popular question from time, speed and distance to calculate average speed, and this is another variant of average speed. A bus travels the first 1/3 of a certain distance with the speed of 10 kph. Okay, so as I can see, this variant is of type where we have D and S, different distance, different speed, different distance, different speed, different distance, different speed is given. Maybe like 3-4 sets of these data would be given. Then average speed is weighted harmonic mean of speeds, isn't it? So the formula which we would be using to find average speed in this case would be D1 plus D2 plus D3 by D1 by S1 plus D2 by S2 plus D3 by S3. Let's see what are the values of these variables we have taken. 1/3 of the distance D by 3 at a speed of 10. The next 1/3 D by 3 at a speed of 20 kph. And the last 1/3 at a speed of 60 kph. Okay, so whenever there is a fraction, now I'm very much keen on taking up a number and solving. Okay, let me take that, suppose it is just 3 kilometers. So D by 3 would be 1 kilometer, this would be 1 kilometer, this would be 1 kilometer. The value of D becomes becomes 111. So average speed would be 1 plus 1 plus 1 upon 1 by 10 plus 1 by 20 plus 1 by 60. Now LCM is 60, so I'll multiply numerator and denominator by 60. 60 into 3, 130. 60 by 10 is 6. 60 by 20 is 3. 60 by 60 is 1. So I have 180 by 10, that is 18 kph is the average speed. Yes, that is there in option A. Revision of time, speed and distance won't be completed if we are not solving this particular question. And I've seen many different variants based on this particular concept. So we'll first see the concepts related in solving this particular question, and then we will see if we can do this in 3-4 seconds by using some formulas or such. First let us take concepts. Two trains, one from AP to Delhi, first train, and another one from Delhi to AP, started simultaneously. They both started moving towards each other, obviously on the different tracks, towards each other at the same time. After they meet, suppose they meet at this point M. After they meet, the train reached their destination after 4 hours. This train took 4 hours to reach D and 9 hours respectively to reach their destination. Then what is the ratio of their speed? Suppose speed of AP train is S1 and speed of the Delhi bounded train is S2. Now, the distance MD is covered by this train, AP bounded train, at a speed of S1. That means MD should be equals to 4S1. Correct? Similarly, the length MAP is covered by Delhi bounded train in 9 hours at a speed of S2. So this distance should be 9S2. We know that distance is equals to speed into time. Now, cut. Scene 1. Scene 1 is what? That both started at the same time and they meet at M. That means time of travel by both the trains should be same. AP bounded train travel 9S1 distance, 9S2 distance at a speed of S1, and in the same time Delhi bounded train travels 4S1 distance at a speed of S2. Fine. So what we will have, 9 by 4 equals S1 square by S2 square. That means S1 by S2 is root over 9 by 4, that is 3 by 2. Ratio of speed of the two trains is 3:2. Option B fits in. Now, can we have a direct format for this? Yes, let's see. Suppose two moving body are approaching towards each other and they started at the same time. One is moving from A to B, another is moving from B to A, and they meet at some point M. After meeting, time taken by the first one is T1 and time taken by the second one is T2 to reach their final destination, and let speed be S1 and S2. Then we can very easily solve this question in 3-4 seconds if we know this formula straight away. S1 by S2 will be equals to root over T2 by T1. And if you have followed my previous method where we have discussed all concepts, you'd end up getting the same thing. So here S1 and S2 is missing. T1 is 4 hours. T2 is 9 hours. Therefore S1 by S2 should be root over 9 by 4, that is 3 by 2. Ratio of speed is 3:2. Recruitment exams and DI or data interpretation question is not there, not possible. So a DI, data interpretation question, with help of tables we need to solve. So we have villages A, B, C, D, E, F, G, percentage population who are graduates. Okay, so that means that 58% of the population of village A are graduate. Percentage of population as total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.2, 8.5, and yes, it is 100. This total is 100%. That means if total population of 7 villages is 100, then 12% of the total population of 7 villages must be residing in village A, obviously. Now, what is the question? The ratio of population of village D who are graduates, okay, village D graduates, to the graduates to the village F who are graduates in 2000. Maybe like this data would be of year 2000. It must be missing from here, table heading. So we have village D and village F graduates. So how many percentage of people are graduates in D? Those are 50% of, total is 15% of the total population, let it be N. And in F it is 25% of 8% of N. Okay, so it is simply 2 and this will be 4. So that will give me 15 by 4. Ratio would be 15:4. Yes, we have this in option B. Answer. So one more question on the same set of data. Okay, if the total number of graduates in village D, total number of graduates in village D is 4500. So village D total number of graduate is 50% of the population. This is equals to 50% of population of D. That means 100% population of D is 4500 into 2, isn't it? That is 9,000 people are there in village D. Okay. Then how many females are graduate in village F? So for that I need the total population of all the 7 villages first. Now as a percentage, population of D is only 15%. That means 15% of overall population is 9,000. So I'm looking out for population for F, that is 8% of overall. So 8% of overall population should be 9,000 by 15 into 8. Straight away we can do that, isn't it? So 15 into 600. So 600 into 8 is 4800 is population of village F. Now the question, how many graduates are there in village F? Graduates in village F is 25%, that is 1/4. So number of grads in village F is 1/4 of 4800, that is 1200. So 1200s are graduate. Then how many females are there? Assuming that 10% of the total graduates are female. So 10% of 12,000 is 10% females, that will be 120. If it is like a 20 question set, a question from compound interest or simple interest बनता है. The least number of complete years in which a sum of money put out at 20% compound interest will be more than doubled. That means P into 1 plus I to the power n should be greater than 2p. we are looking out for n, and I is equals to 20%, that is 0.20. So if I cancel out p, 1.2 to the power n is greater than 2. I need to find the value of n. Fine. We can calculate this. But why we would be calculating this? Since it is doubling and more than doubling, we can use two fast process which are actually applicable at the time of aptitude test. First is our rule for doubling. Rule for doubling in case of compound interest is also known as rule of 72. And second, we can use calculator directly, and I'll show you both how to do it. First, if we are using rule of 72, then it says that money invested at compound interest at R%, suppose, double itself in 72 by R years. Straight away we can do that. Here R is 20, so 72 by 20 is 3.6. That means money invested at 20% would be double. Whatever you have invested, it will be doubled itself in 3.6 years. So straight away our answer is 4 years in this case. They are looking out for the least number of completed years so that money is more than double. So it get doubled in 3.6 years, then obviously by the end of 4 complete years it would be more than double, isn't it? So it is very helpful whenever it is about doubling. Now let us see how we can do this with help of calculator in 4 seconds. Let me have the on-screen calculator for you. So this is an on-screen calculator. Okay, suppose I started with rupees 100. I'm looking out for when my amount will become 200 or more than 200. When it exactly becomes more than 200. So by the end of first year, I'll get into 1.2, that is 120. By the end of second year, into 1.2, I'll get 144. By the end of third year, into 1.2, I'll get 172.8. By the end of fourth year, into 1.2, I'll get 207.36, which is more than double. So with the help of calculator in 4 seconds, we have this answer that in 4 complete years, money would be more than double if invested at 20% compound interest compounded annually. Option B fits in. Expect 2 to 3 questions from number system. We have done few questions on HCF LCM, and this is related to prime numbers, co-prime numbers related to a number. Very interesting question and a concept to learn. So that's why it's featuring in this sample questions video. Find the number of co-primes to 80 which are less than 80. We are looking out for co-primes such that a number which have got HCF of 1 with 80, co-primes with 80, and numbers are less than 80. We can list down from 1 to 79 all the numbers and then can work it out one by one, but it will take some time, isn't it? So what's the theory behind it? If suppose A, B, C are prime factors of n, suppose I'm taking A, B, C are prime factors of n, then number of co-primes is given by n into 1 minus 1 by A into 1 minus 1 by B into 1 minus 1 by C. We should know this thing. Now our n is 80. 80 is 16 into 5. That is 2 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 1. So in case of 80, we have A equals to 2 and B equals to 5. We have only two prime factors, 2 and 5. So number of co-primes we are looking out for would be n, that is 80 into 1 minus 1 by 2 into 1 minus 1 by 5. That is 80 into half, 40 into 4/5. 5 to 10, 0 out, 32. There are 32 numbers less than 80 which are co-primes to 80. A compound ratio type of sum. I think if I am setting up a paper, I'll always ask you a question like that. Ram fires 5 shots to Raman's 3. Raman. Ratio of shot fires by them 5:3. But Ram kills only once in 3 shot. So ratio of killing to missing for Ram is 1:2. While Ram kills 1 in 2 shots. So killing is to missing for Raman is 1:1. Yes, because he kills 1 in 2 shots. Done. When Ram has missed 27 times. Okay, so here Ram has missed 27 times. That means Ram would have killed how much? 27. So total shots by Ram would be 54. Then only he can miss 27. Okay, because killing and missing is 1:1. So total shots fired by Raman should be 54 if he has missed 27 times. Now the question, Ram has killed how many? Okay, now can we go in this circular fashion now? Raman have shot 54. That means 3 is equivalent to 54. So what is the total number of shots taken by Ram? 5/3 is T by 54. 54 is 1 and 24 is 8. That is 90 shots must have been taken by Ram in the time in which Raman have taken 54 shots. So in 90 shots, killing ratio is 1:2. So killing by Ram in 90 shots would be 1/3 into 90. That is 30 birds down. Ram has killed 30 in the time Raman have missed 27. Option D fits in. The price of commodity P increases by 40 paise every year. Okay. While the price of commodity R increases by 15 paise every year. If in 2000 the price of commodity P was rupees 4.20, that is 420 paise, and that of R was rupees 6.30, it should be rupees 6.30, that is 630 paise. In which year commodity P will cost 40 paise more than commodity R? Okay, we can solve this as an AP series question also, where maybe like after n years, if I take after n years, the condition satisfies, then what would be the price of P after n years? 420 plus 40n. Okay, this would be the price of P after n years, if I have taken after n years. And what would be the price of commodity R? 630 plus 40, no 15. In this case, it is increasing by 15 plus 15n. Now it is known that commodity P price will be 40 paise more than commodity R. So commodity R price plus 40 paise I am adding up, so that now it is equal on both ends. Let's solve it and find the value of n. That's it. So 40n minus 15n is 630 plus 40 is 670 minus 420, that is 250. 25n is 250. So n equals to 10 years. After 10 years from 2000, price of commodity P would be 40 paise more than price of commodity R. Now we are standing at 2000. We'll add 10 more years to it. That means by the end of 2010, price of P will be 40 paise more than that of R. Option A fits in. A question from unit digit, last digit, obviously may feature in these kind of examination. See, Tech Mahindra standard is more or less like TCS NQT. A bit lower than that, but more or less. So I've tried to take up everything from number system, arithmetic, average percentage, profit and loss, interest we have taken, time and work, time, speed, distance, a bit of data interpretation we have seen. So majority of the questions are from number system, arithmetic and data interpretation. I haven't found many questions from mensuration or geometry in Tech Mahindra, so I haven't taken up. But if you want to practice, you can watch my other videos for e-litmus, where we have taken up many different questions on probability, permutation, combination, and a lot from geometry mensuration. But for Tech Mahindra, they don't ask much from geometry mensuration, but I have included few questions on permutation, combination, and probability in this video. So let's see how we can tackle with unit digit question. While calculating unit digit or last digit, I just know two things. If I need unit digit of a to the power x, first I want unit digit of a. I'm looking out for unit digit of a. Suppose that is small a. That's it. And then second, I'm looking out for remainder when that exponent x is divided by 4. Simple. If remainder is 1, my x will be changed to 1. If remainder is 2, my x will change to 2. If remainder is 3, I'll make x 3. And if remainder is 0, the value of x will be converted into 4. That's it. Two simple steps. So this is what I would be looking out for. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Last digit is 1. And 11 when divided by 4, remainder is 3. 1, 1, 2 to the power 1, 2. Last digit is 2. 12 when divided by 4, remainder is 0. So it would be 2 to the power 4. 1, 1, 3 to the power 1, 3. 3, 13 when divided by 4, remainder is 1. And 1, 1, 4 to the power 1, 4. Last digit is 4 here. And 14 when divided by 4 will give remainder 2. Now just find the last digit of these simple expression. 1 to the power 3, last digit is 1. 2 to the power 4 is 2, 4, 8, 6. Last digit is 6. 3 to the power 1 is 3. 4 is square is 16. Last digit is 6. Now since an addition sign is there, let me add them up. 1 plus 6, 7 plus 3, 10 and 16. So last digit of this addition should be 6. So what is the last digit of the entire expression? It is 6. Option C should be the answer. So thank you everyone for participating. These were few sample questions. You might find it in Tech Mahindra examination. Actually, the standard, the quality of question which is actually asked in Tech Mahindra Aptitude test is more or less of the question which we did in this particular video. Please try and solve around these concepts and you would be able to crack all questions at Tech Mahindra, believe me. We have produced many videos related to these kind of question. You can watch it from question number 1 to 900, and this is a slab of 900 to 930, and as promised I'm delivering till 1000 question by the end of this month. I will try to do that. So thank you again for being so patient for this entire video. You have seen all 30 questions. You must have done this not in one go, I guess. Yes. So I'll see you soon. Yes, I'll see you soon, very soon, with few more questions on arithmetic. Maybe like I would be coming with top 50 arithmetic questions of different competitive examination class questions to do. So stay connected with us. Do subscribe to the channel. And I'm Mohit Jain signing off from MJ's Maths and Stats. Thank you.